Hello everyone, my name is Amy and welcome back to part 2 of this Let's Build a House series. So I am going to be starting here in the interior and going to be furnishing majority of this house for you today. If you're just tuning in and you haven't seen part 1, you might want to go check that out. In part 1 I did all of the, well, not entirely all of the exterior, but most of the exterior with all of the walls, windows, and such like that. And then obviously, like I said, today I'm going to be focusing on the interior of this house. And then there is going to be a part 3 of this house in which I'm going to kind of just finish up some loose ends, all of the interior and the exterior as well. So kind of going to be floating back and forth between the two. So I am starting off in the kitchen. I typically, when I furnish houses, for whatever reason, I always kind of start in the kitchen. I feel like they kind of set the tone for like the whole house and what type of furnishing or style I'm going to do. So the outside of this house I'd say is more traditional, and then the inside I went for like more of a renovated type of house. So I guess I feel like it was kind of renovated to fit like a modern, kind of modern-ish, I guess, but still somewhat traditional. So that's kind of what the style I was going for. So let me know if you think that that's what I accomplished or if you think that it's something else. But yeah, starting off in the kitchen, I really like how I placed those corner cabinets kind of on the counter, so it looks like it's just kind of built right in. Actually reminds me of my parents' kitchen. They have something like that, so I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if I've ever done that before. And then looking for a stove, I decided to have a double stove because this is a very large house, and I was either going to have a double stove or a double fridge, and I decided to go with the double stove. So placing those in and then looking for the vent covers that go along with that. So one thing that you're going to notice here, and I do this quite a bit in this build, is to kind of save time, I randomly just place a whole bunch of objects. So you saw off camera, I picked out a whole bunch of clutter and objects to kind of go in the kitchen. And like I said, I did that to mostly save time because there's a lot of times where you kind of see me browsing through the catalog and I'm either looking for a specific item or just looking for some kind of clutter or object to put. And it's somewhat time consuming, even though I speed this video up to at least 4 times the speed. It still takes quite a bit of time, and so I thought that this would be an easy way to just kind of make the video go a little bit smoother. Also, I do change my mind quite a bit with a lot of things. So like off camera, I had already picked out the cabinets and the countertops and everything and kind of decided that's what I wanted to go with instead of placing it and then changing my mind and then deleting it all and picking out something else. So you do see me do that a little bit, but majority of the things I pick out, I kind of do off camera. I do a lot of planning, I guess I should say, off camera, and then I record and then you watch me place things as I record. So I just think that that made things a little bit easier when recording, because like I said, this is a 3-part build, so it's very time consuming. So just kind of deciding to, in this front area, I'm just kind of sinking this area down. So it's going to be like a sunken living room or like just like a sitting room. So just kind of change that out a little bit. And now I am working on what I'm going to be calling the Eden kitchen. So there's going to be this part of the, I mean, I guess you can call it a dining room, but I'm going to refer to it as the Eden kitchen, and there's going to be 4 chairs around this table, plus you had seen me already by the kitchen island. There's 5 bar stools hanging around there, and then I also have a formal, well, I'm calling a formal dining room with, I believe there's 6 chairs around there, so plenty of areas for your Sims to sit down and eat. This house is gonna have 9 bedrooms, so I'm gonna have 8 Sims that live here, and they each have their own bedroom, and then I also have a room designated for their butler because I wanted to have a butler. So now I am working on what I'm calling the media room, or like the theater room. So just kind of placing in some lights so I can see better. And I kind of wanted to do kind of the same thing I did out in the front. I wanted to have this section just lowered a little bit just to kind of give the room a little bit more dimension, something more fun to look at, and kind of just section off where the theater part is from like the rest of the bar area. So definitely wanted to have a bar so you can make some drinks and everything like that. And then one of the packs that I had gotten semi recently was the movie theater stuff pack. And so I definitely wanted to have one of their large TVs with like the cool speakers on there. So putting that on that wall, and I didn't realize when I had built this house that I didn't leave enough room. So kind of see a little bit of the exterior, and I'm just kind of moving this wall out so I can fit that large TV with those really cool speakers on the side. And then this is something I originally wanted to have the couch and like the chairs kind of almost set up like a theater style or like a movie theater style. So the idea that I had, and I'll probably try this maybe in another build, but the idea that I had was going to be to have it higher up on a foundation and then take a step down and then have like a chair and then another step down and then have like another chair. And I guess I really need to do that on a house or a built lot that has a taller foundation, because this is only like 2 steps high. But I wanted to have at least like 1 or 2 steps in the theater room, and I tried, like I said, a lot of things off camera, and it just didn't work out right. So I did struggle quite a bit with the formation of this room, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to have the couch all the way back by that half wall, or if I had it moved up like it is, what would I put along that half wall just to kind of fill that space. So you do see me, I kind of leave it like this, and then I put some end table or something in the back side. So now just placing in some bookshelves. I believe, I don't think you see it in this video, but I do end up changing out one of those bookcases, and I did that because when I was furnishing another room in this house, I had found the popcorn appliance maker, and I thought that would be really cool to have, of course, in the theater room. And when I went back to this room, I liked what I did back here with the bar and placing like these shelves and making it look like nice like bar themed. So I didn't really have any room for a popcorn maker. So I decided the books were only there mostly just to kind of fill that space. So I take out one of those bookcases and put some countertop in there, and I think I put maybe even a coffee maker, but definitely the popcorn maker, because of course if you're gonna have popcorn, you're probably gonna be watching it on this really cool big TV. So that's what I ended up doing there. And now just picking out some movie posters and putting some decorative things on the side. So and there's a little small side table, again mostly just to kind of fill that spot on the upper right hand corner. And you figure, if you're in here having, a snack, you can kind of sit at the table, you could sit at the bar, you can be sitting on the couches. So lots of seating areas again in here. One thing again, I did a lot of things off camera. I did go back and put some candles and stuff in that room. I did use a lot of candles for lighting in this house, and that's because I'm planning on using this house for a Let's Play. And in my LP, I am going to be having a bachelor and 7 bachelorettes. And so any of you who have ever watched the Bachelor show know that there are lots of like candles and stuff like in the show. They always try to have things very romantic. So I did kind of keep that as a theme throughout while I was decorating. So I didn't really think about it at first, but towards the end of when I was building, I did go back and put lots of candles in for lighting and stuff like that. So you would see me just kind of do the floors and putting some basic lights in throughout the whole house, or I guess the main level here. So finishing up putting some lights in I'm going to be working on this powder room right now. So there are actually two powder rooms on this level. So no shower, just a sink and a toilet. And so you see me furnish this one. I don't show the footage of me furnishing the second powder room on this level because again, it's just a powder room, and in my opinion, bathrooms are kind of boring. I do put like some clutter and stuff in them, but again, it's just supposed to be a pretty simple bathroom, so don't really spend a whole lot of time going into a whole lot of detail on camera. This next room is going to be the butler's bedroom. So another interesting thing, I mentioned there's 9 bedrooms. Every single bedroom, including the butler bedroom, has its own bathroom. So obviously there's going to be, if there's 9 bedrooms, there's going to be 9 bathrooms, plus there's also powder bathrooms on every single floor. I have a couple different exercise or like gym areas, so there's bathrooms around them. So I think all in all, there are 16 bathrooms in this house. So plenty of bathrooms for your Sims. Um, I am going to be furnishing this butler's bedroom, and I initially had kind of thought I was going to do a red theme kind of throughout this house. So I don't know if you had noticed the bar stools that I had put in the kitchen were kind of had this red cushion part, and then the bedding in the butler's bedroom is obviously red and just kind of brown, like dressers and stuff like that. And I think I throw in a chair, one of those red chairs that came from the kids stuff pack. And that was another stuff pack that I had gotten fairly recently. So I was pretty excited to use those like chair pieces. I think that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. No, I'm still looking for some pictures and stuff, but yeah, that chair right there, I end up using that quite a bit in both the upstairs and the downstairs, and make it with the move objects on cheat. I kind of intertwine those so it makes it look like a sectional couch, which I thought was really cool. So now I'm going to be working on the master bedroom and switching over into the master bathroom. So this room was rather difficult for me to furnish because of the size. So if you had watched the first part of this video, or part 1, I guess, of this series, originally this room was just kind of angled off like a 90-degree angle, and at the very last minute I had kind of made this room a little bit bigger where that bathroom is, and I did that for a couple of reasons. So I wanted to have access from the master bedroom into that back deck area, but also I wanted the door for the entrance to this bedroom to be to the left. You can see that off to the left hand side of your screen. So if I did that, then I would have, it just made for an awkward shape to have the bathroom. You wouldn't want to enter the bathroom from the porch or the deck area, and obviously you wouldn't want that to come be the first thing you walk into when you walk into the bedroom. So it just kind of was difficult for me to do, so I ended up extending the bathroom so that I have a larger, basically a larger bedroom area. But the bedroom is so large that it was hard for me to find things to put in here to furnish it. So you saw me make this whole huge closet area, so 2 closets along with dressers and like, I guess, smaller dressers, and then I have a computer desk, and then I originally had the brown bedding, which I thought was nice, but I wanted to have those like cushions or like the ottoman type thing at the base of the bed. And when I did that, I didn't find anything that was brown, so I ended up changing the bedding to that darker blue, which is what ended up inspiring me to pretty much have blue as kind of like the main theme throughout this house. So you'll see that in majority of the like the wall coverings, the paintings and stuff, which I actually don't do in this video. And like some of the curtains, I think you don't see me place those in this video, but there are kind of like blue is my main accent color along with light beige and whites. So working on the master bedroom's bathroom, and So just putting in some of the wall coverings, and another thing you'll notice throughout there's a theme throughout this house. All of the bedrooms on the upstairs, the 7 bedrooms and bathrooms that are up there are basically all of the same thing over and over and over again. So just basically copying and paste, and obviously there's a different layout, but the same type of furnishings is like pretty universal throughout. So another thing that I did do off camera that you don't see is I do make this room a smidgen smaller. So some of this does kind of change a little bit, but I have that back wall where the toilet and the shower, or not the toilet, the tub and the shower are on. I do make that 1 square smaller. So it really didn't need to be as big as it is right now. So I do kind of make that a little bit smaller. And again, I do that off camera, but pretty much stays like the same. The furnishing stays in the same area. It's just a little bit smaller. So again, just looking for some clutter items in the bathroom, and then moving back over into the bedroom. So off to the upper left hand corner, you can see there's this archway that leads into another part of basically the master bedroom. And I don't know if I furnished that on this part of this video. I don't think I do. But I end up taking the archway off and putting in a actual door, and it just basically has like another seating area, like a private kind of a living room for the master bedroom. So, and then like I said earlier, there's direct access from that room to go off of the back porch. So I thought that was kind of cool. I wanted the master to definitely have a very large room and a very large bathroom, and because every other bedroom has its own bathroom, I wanted it to have something else extra, so that's why it kind of has its own little private living room area in there. So moving on now to the study or the office area. So I put a fireplace in there, and I thought because I'm going to have 8 Sims, I kind of wanted to have 2 computer desks in this room. So you see me kind of playing around with the idea of having 2 desks kind of face each other. And then I thought, well, I could just put them, the room is kind of large, so I could put them on the opposite ends of the room and put some bookcases in. And I end up not doing the 2 computer desks, and I just take away one of them and keep the one on the back wall. And so I kind of get a little distracted sometimes. Right now I'm just putting in some columns to kind of make a separation in between some of these rooms. So technically, if I were to upload this to the gallery, there's no real door separating the office from the hallway, from the dining room and the kitchen. So I just kind of put some columns in there to give it a little bit more of a separation. So picking out a couch to go in the study. And again, I use a lot of the same furniture over and over again. I feel like with a house this size, it's okay to do that. You would have a lot of the same kind of furniture. You probably would buy it maybe in bulk. I don't know. So now you can see I had taken out one of those computer desks and I put in a chess table. And then in this little circular or octagonal section of the study, I put in a nice grand piano so your Sims can practice their music skill if they would like to. And then putting another chair kind of off by the fireplace. And then I think, yeah, looking for some plants and some other things. I do size up quite a bit of plants. I don't know if you noticed that. Using the control key and one of the brackets, you can take an object that's rather on the smaller side and then enlarge it, which I think looks really nice. I do that a lot with plants and a lot of the bushes and stuff when I furnish the outside. I do that quite a bit, and I think that looks really nice. So I kind of switched this area up a little bit. I find some more bookcases that I like, and I move those around. So I think that bookcase came with the kids stuff pack. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but there was another bookcase or two that I found that I really liked, and I put those kind of surrounding the office desk because I thought that looked really nice. And then picking out a rug, which I think matches that couch very nicely, and adding some more lights in, so gives it a little bit of a nice, warm kind of feeling. And we all know that the lighting in The Sims is not the best, so you need to have a lot of lights to kind of make it brighter. So these are the bookcases I think that came with the kids stuff pack, and I like them because they have like that blue accent on the bottom shelf part, which I thought looked really nice. And now just putting some shelves, and well, I have the shelves there. I'm looking for some objects to kind of go on the shelves. And then I have the radio out in the corner by the window, so I thought that looked really nice. Your Sims can listen to some music. And now I am onto the what I'm calling the formal dining room. So again, using the move objects on cheat, I have put two tables together to make it look like one large table. And now putting some chairs around, and then I throw another chair in the corner. Technically, you know, your Sims obviously can sit there, but the idea behind that is to make it look as if the Sims could um, like pull up another chair if they needed to, if they needed extra seating in the formal dining room. Obviously, your Sims can't actually do that. They can definitely sit on that chair, but they won't move that chair to go closer to the dining room table. But that's just supposed to be more for like looks of the house. So there is this entryway that goes back into where the kitchen is. So I kind of made that in like a little wine cellar, I guess you can call it. So you can see I have like those nectar cooler thingies there, which I think is supposed to be like wine. So there is plenty of that going on. So you heard me say that this is supposed to be for a Bachelor Let's Play, and again, in the Bachelor, they drink quite a bit. So I think, at least 3, maybe even 4 bars in this whole house. So I myself do not drink a lot, but I hope that my Sims will kind of be drinking a little bit. I think that it just kind of makes it more realistic, I guess, for my LP. Obviously, I'm dressing up the main entrance and hallway area, and just looking for some clutter items to kind of go through there. And you saw me size up a couple plants and putting them in the corners, and then looking for another rug. And another thing that I wanted to mention that you didn't see me place, because this is in the second part of the video, but there are 2 staircases that go up to the second level, which I did because, again, this house is so large. I wanted to make sure that if your Sim was in the study and they wanted to go upstairs to one of the bedrooms, they can use either staircase. So you saw one by the main entrance there. This is going upstairs now, and then there's another staircase over on the other side of the house. So I am now upstairs, obviously, working on the bedrooms for the ladies that will be living here. So again, like I mentioned before, all of the bedrooms upstairs are exactly the same as far as having the bed, and all the furniture is exactly the same. So it took me quite a bit of time off camera to figure out the layout so that every single bedroom will have a bathroom, and also there is a window to every single bedroom and every bathroom. So it did take me quite a bit of time to figure that out, but I did it in the end, so I was pretty happy with that. And so basically what you saw me, or you didn't see me do, but off camera, I just got all of the items that I wanted and I just randomly placed them in the rooms. So basically right now you're just going to see me figuring out a home for all of them. So just finding where I'm going to be putting them. But I did want to mention that like I said, all of the rooms are exactly the same. So there's a bed, a desk with a chair, a dresser, an end table with a lamp on it, a like side chair, or like just a sitting chair, I guess. They all have a closet. And then also, like, that's the stuff that you kind of see me placing. Off camera, I did go back and add some wall art. So choosing between like basically 1 or 2 pictures. I put a garbage can underneath each of the desks in the bedrooms, just because I think that that gives it a little bit more realistic look to it. I also put like a desk lamp and a plant or so in like every single room. So yeah, that's some of the stuff you don't see me do. And kind of the same thing with the bathrooms. I add the toilet paper and the like towels hanging and a hamper in all of the bathrooms. So, like I said, I don't show me doing all that. I was just basically getting the layout of the upstairs, and yeah, I decided to cut all of that footage out just to save some time. So currently now working on another bedroom and figuring out a floor plan for that one. And moving on to, I believe this is the smallest bedroom by far, but I think all of the furniture in here ends up working quite well, so I leave it that way. And then working on that bathroom and another bathroom up here. So, um, yeah, I am just finishing up working on all of the layout. And you can see me kind of changing my mind a little bit, trying to make sure everything fits, but it does end up working all in the end. And now going back to this first bedroom that I did, I left the bathroom. I kind of forgot that I had the bathroom there. And then this is the powder room on this level, so I changed that up a little bit. So if you had guests on the upstairs, they wouldn't have to go into one of the bedrooms to use the bathroom. And now I'm back downstairs on the main living room area. So I again am using that chair from the kids' room stuff and making it look like a large sectional couch, which I really, really like. And again, I have that blue color, so that kind of goes with my whole theme. I liked that in the end. And then having another TV and a fireplace in here. And one thing that drove me crazy and I didn't notice for a long time was that the fireplace and the TV are kind of off center. So I do move that off camera and kind of make that centered. So anybody who doesn't like things off center, I do fix that, so no worries there. And then again, I'm putting in some side tables, and this is where I really go back and think that I really need to have a lot more candles. So I start putting some random clutter objects in some of these side tables, and then realize that I probably should have some more like romantic things and candles and stuff like that. So again, I start off putting like the tissue box and just some books and stuff like that, and I end up changing all of that, well, not all of it, but changing a lot of that in the end. So putting some white candles and kind of moving them around so it makes it look like a more of a feature, and then adding some more candles to the fireplace and moving some of that stuff around. So going back and just changing out some of these bar stools that I had in the kitchen, mostly because I didn't feel like the red kind of went with the rest of the house. So just making them more look like they go with more of the rest of the house. So this room here I initially had down was going to be like more of the formal living room. But I guess now I would just kind of call it a seating room because I do put the art easel in there, and I don't think you would have an art easel and painting supplies and stuff like that in your formal living room. So just kind of like another living space, and something I've done in a couple of the builds I've done before where I make it look like the fish tank is kind of built into the wall. So I kind of put some walls around there, and then I put some windows in the walls so you can see directly into where the fish tanks are. So you'll see that I think in a couple of minutes here. Yeah, so trying to make it look like you can just see right through there. So I think if your Sims actually wanted to put some fish in there, I don't know if they can. I don't think they can, but again, that's mostly just for the look of the house. And then have a couple of chairs and some other seating areas and the art easel in that room. And now I am back upstairs into the rec room. So this was another large room that I didn't really know what to do with, so I decided to put, of course, another bar and a TV, and using some of the items that came with the Get Together expansion pack. So I have the foosball table, and I don't know what that other table, it's like a game table. I don't know exactly what that is, but some kind of game table that again came with Get Together. So, and then I use those chair piece again from the kids pack and make another sectional couch. So a little bit smaller, but it looks nice I think in the end, so I keep it. And then trying to figure out how to keep everything. I wasn't sure if I liked the game table. It was just kind of too much out in the open. So I moved that over a little bit closer to the couch, and I feel like that looked a little bit better. So I decided to keep it then. And now I am outside on one of the patio areas. This is on again on the upper level. So just finding some nice patio furniture. So underneath here is another outside patio living space. But yeah, so there's no direct access to the yard or anything because this is on the second level, but just a nice view, of course, of the pool out back and something that your Sims could come out here and enjoy. So none of the bedrooms have deck access or anything, but they can come out here if they wanted to and sit outside. And switching to evening time so I can put some outdoor lights. That's something I typically forget to do, so I'm glad that I remembered to do that. So switching around to all the balconies. This is outside of the entrance hallway. There's a hot tub there, and outside of the master bedroom as well. And then again, just placing some lighting around all of the deck spaces. So I do change this deck off of the side of the house quite a bit. And so sorry about that, everyone. My dog was barking because we had a delivery man here delivering some stuff, but so I had to pause it and get her all situated. So yeah, I am changing this deck area quite a bit because it was kind of circular and I liked the circular look of it, but I didn't feel like that really went with anything else in the house. So I changed that, and then going over to the garage. So this is going to be the last room that you see me furnish in this video. It's almost over. And so again, just placing in some clutter objects, and most of the objects in this room are actually not usable. The only one that is definitely usable is going to be the crafting table, not the crafting table, that's Minecraft, like the woodworking table. So I placed that kind of close to where the side door is, so when your Sims access it, they can use that. But mostly everything else in this room is just for the looks of it, and just lots of clutter and everything like that. So we are pretty close to the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please stay tuned for part 1 or part 3, and watch part 1 if you haven't done so already. And I will see you all back in part 3 when I finish this house up. And thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys all soon. Bye bye.